Yo, what is good, people? Merkle Mo Man on the scene. Welcome back to the Half Size Up podcast, season 3, episode 9. And the HSU fam are back at it again with another dope episode. And as you know by now, we're a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. With me each and every week, I have my co-host, AshBash.
What is good, bro?
And the homie Dean still this week. He's a bit tired up. It is actually WWE week.
It's WrestleMania season. It's understandable, man.
Yeah, so the guy is super swamped. So go show your support for the homie Dean Still and the WWE UK account. So go shout out. So some big shout outs to the guy. He's super tied up. He's going to be probably tied up for the next couple of weeks as well. So we're going to just show him some love and give him some like good luck.
Yeah, and he can get in when he can get in, you know.
For real. So for
Man's
now,
got a mad schedule.
for now, it's going to be me and your boy AshBash on today's Half Size Up episode. But we will carry it for the homie Dean Still. I think I'm going to start off how we usually start off, man. And I'm going to come out with a cold open question. And, you know, for today's cold open question, I'm going to go with, in today's digital world of sneakerism, would you still physically go out and queue up for a sneaker release? Ash, let us know. Let us know. I can see him shaking his head. Let us know. Would you go out and queue up for a sneaker release?
If I had the sound effects board, I'd be going, Nah, it's very, very unlikely. Like proper queuing up for like either overnight, no chance, like impossible, never going to happen. Going early, like say if the doors open at 10, going at 8 o'clock, that is possible for the right shoe, but it'd have to be something like a New Balance shoe where the bike gang probably don't know about it, where it's not going to be too crazy. But if it's anything like a Travis Scott or something like that, you'll never catch me in a line for that. Like I'd rather pay resale than get stuck in that because too old for that. It's not worth my time, and it's just going to end in heartbreak for the most part. So allow that, man.
And I totally get this, man, because I'm pretty sure I told this story already, but that time that I queued up for the New Balance,
The Bapes.
2002 are Bapes, bro. Queued up, left my yard. Obviously, I'm coming from yard, and I've basically got outside of Bape for about 6:30, and there was like two people, I'm gonna say like two teens. I'm gonna say like maybe even 21-year-olds, like in front. And obviously, the store don't open till 10 a.m. So obviously, man's gonna be knowingly waiting there for like 4 hours or so. And like, luckily, I
was supposed to be there, remember?
Yeah, and
I had a
luckily
toothache, I couldn't go.
it was the summertime, so like it weren't cold or anything like that. But and the sun was coming out. It was actually broad daylight at 6:30 in the morning. But you started to feel it. Come like 9:30, couple people at 9:15. Come like 10 to 10. Obviously, like the barriers start coming out because the staff members of Bape start coming, putting the barriers out. Last 10 minutes before coming, scooter boys. And you're just like, bro.
Like clockwork.
Literally, all the scooter boys. Luckily, like I held my place, like I was third in the queue.
Were they like trying to push in?
Literally, yeah, just come to the front. Like, I'm there. They're literally saying that, yeah, I'm there. I'm like, you can go there. You can go behind me.
Yeah.
You ain't going there. You can go behind me. You ain't going there. I'm going there because that's what like I literally queued from early. Bless these two. There was like these two like Chinese kids who actually brought chairs, like foldable chairs, and they were like fourth, fifth place. Bro, I swear they got bumped. Like,
oh no!
Everyone started going in front of them. and they didn't move their chairs. Like they didn't move like quick enough, which is kind of deep.
That's deep.
Saying that, yeah, I probably wouldn't, in the digital world right now, I probably wouldn't like queue up for like crep no more. After that experience, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And I thought I gave it the benefit of the doubt to be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna queue. I wanna try and see what it's like.
That was a pretty safe bet though. Like in my mind, I didn't think it would be.
Yeah.
They'd be on the radar.
Literally, you thought it'd be a safe bet, but actually, there's fiends out there, boy, and and it's not fiends like they want the crep. They want to shot that ASAP.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, of course.
bring it to StockX straight away, like drop
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
But in saying that, if it was super controlled and it was, like the store staff were there, do you know what I mean? And you can hold your place in such a way. I don't know how they do it, whether they do it by ticket or what, or tokens.
Wristband thing, isn't it? With an
Yeah.
actual number on it,
Then
then
potentially,
maybe.
like, I'd easily be like, boys, Ash, D, T, Mikey, can we go and do a overnight camp thing and just that
Hey,
it'll be a
guy.
vibe.
I can't go. I don't know. Overnight seems so peak, man.
It is peak. It is peak.
Oh.
To be fair,
No, to be fair, if I was with enough people, then maybe I
yeah,
could. To be fair,
because
yeah, you're right.
you can make it what it is, isn't it? You make it a
Yeah,
vibe
yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to like trying to force it or whatnot.
On your
Isn't it?
J's is peak, bro.
On
All
your
overnight.
J's,
That's
yeah.
dead. Yeah.
Nah, it's not the one. And at the same time, yeah, like, I think we're a bit older now, to the point where like we've got the little ones to look after.
Yeah.
And we've got responsibilities before we leave yard. Before you could
Yeah.
just get up and go, like, babe, I've got to go.
It's a hard sell as well to say, like, I'll see you tomorrow. Where you going?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
she'll start getting suspicious. And it's just like
Exactly.
this, okay, like every couple of weeks, like on a Saturday, like he's leaving early. Like,
Got your overnight bag with you.
you know what I'm saying?
Tense.
But yeah, I don't know. Saying that, if it was controlled, potentially, but more time, nah, I'm thinking.
And the higher the heat is, the more of a myth it's going to be.
Do you know what it is?
So,
Like, just at the same time, sometimes I'm not even bothered. Like, I'll just let it go. Like, just let it go. And then if I can find it for resale, then I'll just pay resale, innit? Because
would you ever have considered, those patter ones for the Air Max when it was like in the park and they're like picking people out?
yeah,
I just found that a bit embarrassing. What if you don't get picked? I went up for it.
About that, I don't think I can do them ones.
No.
Like queuing. It's like a maze in there, innit?
Mm.
Like, when you go to that park, it's like a maze, and you just like you're queuing in like zigzags.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
My biggest fear, because it happened to me, is just queuing up all that time and you don't even get it. And it's just such a waste of time, bruv.
Yeah. And you got to factor in the journey, like your travel journey. Oh, for Ash, obviously, like
it's not as bad as yours would be, yeah.
Yeah. Whether you're taking public transport, whether you're driving, when you drive, you got to think of petrol. You got to think of driving into the city because of the congestion charge. If you got a car older than 2015 or 2010, you got to think of ultra low emission zone.
Oh my
you got
Lord.
to pay for that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you might as well have just paid resale.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So many factors to it. So it's nuts. Yeah, so more time for me. I would say I'd probably just leave it and just pay resale. Let it come to my yard.
Facts.
We are a bit spoiled in that sense, but times are different. Tech's better than it used to be. So yeah, I think that goes for both of us. I think in saying that, I think Dean would say the same thing. I think
there's no way Dean's queuing up.
He wanted sleep. He wants to sleep, so we'll let him do that. Anywho, we're just gonna go straight into the next segment. Really, what is good, boys? What is good, Ash? To be fair, what is going on? What did you have on feet this week? Any new dubs and any new pickups, man? Let us know.
On foot this week, I rocked the Court Purples, Jordan 1s 1.0, the better of the two pairs. I was telling Mo when I got them, Can't remember what year. We was guessing what year that was. It 2017 or 2018? One of the two
I
when they
said
came out.
I said 2018,
Could
and
be.
did you know? I thought you was gonna say you checked what year it was,
No, I didn't. I was just thinking about it as we was talking about it. What year that was?
and that's the one point
2018. Yeah, yeah, 2018 September.
2018. Yeah, I thought so.
So I got those and the Nigels on the same day. Some dude was selling them, so I got both of them, which was a nice little double deal. But yeah, probably my favorite pair that I actually did wear though last week was the Solomon times Kith X2 XT6 in the
Gee,
brown colorway. It was my girl's birthday on Saturday last week. And we went down Central, went to PF Chang's, which I think you said you haven't been to yet, right, Mo?
yeah, and still need to get
Yeah,
out of the belt,
that's
man.
fire. And it was particularly buff that day. So yeah, I went down there, rocked those for the first time, like properly. I didn't wear them like locally, like this around like the area and stuff. I hadn't really gone out on like a long walk, but nice little comfortable shoe. Definitely like a narrow shoe. So I was glad that I went up
Yeah,
half a size and stuff in that pair. But yeah, that was probably my favorite wear. Pickups this week. I got a dub on sneakers for the Air Max One, the Big Bubble.
lovely,
University
lovely.
Reds. So I was debating whether I wanted them or not because I literally just like cleaned up my 2017 pair just recently because I looked at them and I was like, these are looking a bit brown at the moment. So I freshened them up and then it kind of got me little tingles that maybe I should go for these. So I copped those and I copped the wifey a pair as well.
Perfect.
She tried them on the other day and they look fire on the feet, so she's proper happy to have those. I had another pickup which I technically got last week, but Dean messed my head up with the sizing on it, and I was like, oh, maybe I need to try half a size up just in case, because even though they fit me perfectly like lengthwise, but they were a little bit snug. So I thought, not too sure. So I got a half size up as well. But it is
Fire.
the Solomon
Yee.
ACS
Oh
Pro.
my
I'm not even
days.
sure what name of the colorway is, but it's
I
like a
need
black,
this.
grey, white with like a red laces pair, and it's just absolute fire.
Did
Like
you
when the top down view of it is just mental. What
did
did you
you
say?
go half size up then, or did you go
I've
full?
got both. I've got one because these fit like New Balance and Adidas, where like a US 11 is a UK 10 point. Oh, which way is it? Yeah, UK 10.5. Like
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
half a size difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I originally got a size 10 in these, and I felt they were fine like lengthwise, but it was a little bit snug. And I went for the 10 and a half, and it doesn't actually feel that much bigger, but it's a
Mm,
little bit better widthwise. So I think I'm going to keep the 10 and a half, but it's just a fire pair, bro. And there
fire.
was a pair of New Balance that came out this year, which was a DTLR collaboration 990 V3.
Yeah,
They were like a
yeah,
black, white, and grey pair, and this is kind of like
yeah.
my consolation prize
Ah, okay,
for that
okay.
pair
Yeah,
because
I hear
I ain't gonna
you.
get them. They're too much money.
I remember I sent
Um,
the link for that, didn't I? But it was just US
yeah,
only. Fucking.
yes, exactly. I think
Oh,
it's in what state is that in? I can't remember what state it is, but that's the only one that you can get it from. And my last pickup, a
oh,
pretty fire one, a pretty fire
damn.
one,
Go on.
a pretty fire one.
Yay! Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's
We got the
go.
SB Jordan 4 Pine Green,
Yikes.
baby.
Yikes.
Yes, buddy. These are
Yeah.
fire, bro.
I know, I know.
That is a very, very nice shoe. Very
Oof.
happy to add that
Damn.
forward to the collection. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's my free pickup. Technically that was one of them was from last week. But yeah, three nice
I like
little
it.
gems added to the collection.
Flipping. All right, cool. Safe. Can't
What
on
about
track.
you, bro?
Um, so obviously we ain't been on the pod for like 2 weeks. Whoops. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
We ain't been on the pod for like 2 weeks. I've actually been in
Yeah,
France.
Bo's been out and about, yeah.
Yeah, in the French Alps. If you guys watch the stories or whatnot, yeah, I was snowboarding out in La Douze Alps. It's like it's always been like an annual thing for me and the boys to go out and snowboard. So didn't want to miss out on the snow this year. So yeah, it was really nice to get some powder under the feet. When I was out there, I only brought one pair of sneakers with me. That was the the Yeezy Vanta, which is the
Oh, okay.
V3 Vanta, and it's just mad because obviously at one
V2.
point V2.
Yeah. Because the V3 is that totally
V2,
different shape one, isn't
sorry,
it? Yeah.
yes, sorry, V2 Vanta, the all black pair basically is a bit charcoal grey. It's
Yeah.
just mad. Like when I think about it, at one point this shoe was super hype, seeing
It's
Kanye wearing it,
crazy, isn't it?
and like there was so much hype for them. It cost me £250 retail,
Retail.
and now
And you
man's
didn't think
just
nothing of it. You were gassed
yeah,
to pay.
yeah. I was thinking, I'm not gonna wear them too much, and then now I'm
Yeah.
just busting them in the snow,
And the casual vibe.
kicking dirty snow and whatnot.
I just thought about it. That might be my work crepe, you know? I just realized
Bro,
I've been thinking of a black crepe I got.
they're
That's my
comfy,
summer
man.
crepe. Yeah,
They
that's
are
gonna be my summer
comfy
crepe.
still. Yeah, and
Mm,
it's but yeah, yeah, so I brought those out. Obviously my snowboard boots were the Nike Air Vapors. If you
fire.
guys know, it basically looks like an Air Force One snowboard boot. But my favorite pair that I wore last week, it was actually the little one's birthday as well. So shout out to Kay, shout out to the little one. My side, it was her 10th birthday, and we kind of done a bit of a girl dad matchy matchy. So I wore the Nike Air Max One concepts in the mellow colorway, which is the one with the green
Mm,
cap. She wore the
I should have kept
matching.
them, man.
They're fire. They're fire. She wore the matching ones, so we kind of done a girl dad matchy matchy with the sneakers, which was kind of cool. Got a few head turners out in
It was
Westfield.
dope seeing the difference in the denim. Like yours
Yeah,
was proper dark and her
yeah.
one was the light denim,
It
innit?
was like, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
even thinking to freaking bleach mine some more, so that it comes
Really?
out, yeah, so it comes out lighter. If you just
Mm.
rub the denim so that it goes a bit more, I don't know, a bit more faded, a bit more lighter. Might be able to get it more lighter on the toe box. But yeah, so that was my favorite pair that I wore last week. And yeah, for pickups wise, kind of basically nearly mirrored Ash, but managed to pick these up.
Let's
I was
go.
I was umming and ahhing about these Air Max One Big Bubbles myself, and between me and Ash, we were literally taking the piss out of it, saying, "Oh, it looks like a Sports Direct special."
Some rep.
And it actually does. Like it still does. And when I
Yeah.
compare it to 2017, man, I still like the 2017. I'm sorry, but
I put them side by side with Kay and I said, what's different about this? And
would you
she's
say?
like, she pointed at everything except for the bubble.
Do you know
I
what?
was like,
If
how are you
there's
not seeing this? You got a size 5 and it's way bigger than my size 10. Can you not
yeah,
notice that is?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
I don't know. With Air Max One, yeah, if there's any sort of OG colorway that I would cop, it will always be these like uni red colorways. I wouldn't go with the blue. I wouldn't go with the like it's like the navy one as well with the red
Yeah,
swoosh.
obsidian.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with that. I'd
Yeah.
literally only go for this pair. So I thought, let me try. And I thought, if I take it L, then I just keep it moving because even
Where
up
did you
till
cop
now,
from in the end?
sneakers, I just
Oh, okay. Yeah.
them ones where the ones where Ash says it's good to play the game, innit? So I played the game,
Exactly.
and then before you knew it, I had a Halifax notification saying, "Ah,
I
you
know,
spent
yeah.
5 quid."
I got that before they got them. I saw the
Yeah,
little bill
yeah,
come through on Lloyd's. I was like, okay.
exactly. And I was just like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." They came in yesterday. Yeah, they came in yesterday.
I didn't realize that they do Every and DPD because my pair
Yeah,
came from DPD and Kay's pair came from Every.
yeah,
Random.
mine came from DPD. Do you know what I
Mm.
saw as well, which was kind of funny? So obviously they do the adult version, they do
Mm.
juniors or preschool, and they do toddlers, right? So PS and TD. Did you know they do a golf shoe of this? There's like,
At the same time they released it.
yeah, there's a
No, I
golf
didn't know
one
that.
as well.
No.
I
Mm.
was thinking, I might, might have
If I
to
was
get
a
the golf.
golfer, that is just another added cost that I'd have
I know,
to.
I know it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Um,
tense.
moving on from this pair, very much like Ash as well, managed to
Come on.
get the Air Jordan 4 SB, this little fiddly fiddly heel tab. Shout out to the guys over at Focus Scotland. Focus Scotland,
Oh, I
yeah, yeah.
swear.
And you know what? That's the
The amount
one
of
that
raffles I've entered for them and not won. Jeez.
bro. That's the one T Raw sent out to the group. So shout out to T Raw.
Mm,
I thought I'd go in like as soon as I touched down in France, it was like, oh, you have been chosen to buy this. I was like, oh, sweet,
crazy.
nice. So
Imagine it was in store. You'd be livid.
bro, I know. As you would. Yeah,
That's dope, though.
luckily, very nice pair. Very happy to add that to the collection. And yeah, that's about it from me. That was my on foots, and those were my
Fire.
picks. So very, very nice. It's good to see that we were able to pick them up because I was thinking that SB was going to be very, very difficult to get actually. We spoke
Absolutely.
about it. We spoke about it on the previous pod that we were thinking, it's going to be hard to get. But I
Did
mean, it still
many
is.
boutiques have it?
Do you know what?
I can't remember. I know OS did. Did End? It was on End. Was it? I think it was on
It
End, didn't it?
wasn't end, but I think all the JD associated sneaker stores had it. But
Did they?
I'm sure
I don't remember it
Foot
on Foot Patrol.
yeah, Foot Patrol definitely.
No. Did they? I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Maybe I'm capping.
Yeah, I
Could
don't
be
think they
capping.
did. Because
Do you
I
know?
didn't enter that many at all.
Actually, maybe I didn't enter any at all apart from
Mm,
Focus Scotland.
that's crazy.
Um, because I was out in France, I was just thought, it'll be a good time for me to just not think about crep for a bit.
Yeah.
And then that came in. I was like, fuck, okay. I turned off all my notifications, all my
Mm,
apps, and I was just like, damn, okay. Still had a look anyway.
of course you have
Um,
to.
big shouts on the pickups this week and the on foots. Very good effort from the HSU boys. Moving on here on Half Size Up, and we have sneaker news of the week. Yep, so this is the one where we discuss the biggest news within the sneaker realm, and today your boy Merx has this week's sneaker news of the week. In this week's sneaker news of the week, we've all seen the trailer. We've all seen the stills of the set, and we sure well know the cast members of this particular movie. With a worldwide release of the 5th of April 2023, what movie are we talking about on Sneaker News of the Week this week? None other than the highly anticipated movie Air. A movie that's produced by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. We've seen the duo team up in movies such as Field of Dreams, Dogma, and Good Will Hunting, etc. The movie is a portrayal of how Sonny Vaccaro, played by Matt, and Phil Knight, played by Ben, came about for the signing of the GOAT, not Ash's GOAT, Michael Jordan. Don't want to go into it too much, as we don't want to spoil it. But yeah, us boys here at HSU managed to get a early screening of the movie on behalf of us here at HSU. I think we can equally say like it was a great insight into like Nike when they were struggling, like so the very early stages of when they were trying to like get into the market share of sneakers, etc. So yeah, without being like too spoiler alerty, Ash, let's can give your quick, short, sort of minimal thoughts on like the release of the movie. What did you think, man?
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I don't know if you know about me, but I don't watch trailers at all for stuff, especially stuff that I know that I'm going to see because I don't want to know anything. So the only thing I
Yeah,
kind of knew about it was that Matt Damon was in it. I didn't know anything else really about it. So going in, seeing the cast was crazy. I've been watching Ozark lately, so I've been like a big Jason Bateman fan. So seeing him in it, and he feels like he's playing the same sort of role. I think he plays the same role in everything, to be honest, like his character. But he was really good. And the lady that played Jordan's mum, is it Viola Davis? I think it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That played
She's
his
so
mum.
good.
She was amazing in it. And just the story was crazy. Like, I don't know if it was 100% accurate or whatnot, but if it was, that's just like a phenomenal way they sort of got everything done. And
For
it's just a
real.
sick story. And as we know, like living in the future, how it all turned out, it's just insane. So yeah, a really good film, definitely worth a watch. Like, yeah, fire.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a good opportunity, like one that I think all three of us were quite surprised that we got invited out to watch it by the guys over at Warner Brothers UK. So shout out to those
for sure.
guys.
Yeah, shout out.
The cinema was packed. Ton of like looked like a ton of industry people and a load of like Air Jordan fans, like Nike fans, etc. Um, really great turnout. Hardly like any empty seats in there. I think they really tried to pack it out. They gave us like free popcorn, for some a free can of water,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool. Got like a whole like wristband treatment. So big shout out to the guys over at Warner Brothers UK. With regards to the movie itself, if you're into sneakers, if you're into ball, if you're into the history of MJ, just go watch it, man, because this is a great sort of insight into the people behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
so the people such as Sonny Vaccaro, Phil Knight, Peter Moore, all these names that you hear of in descriptions, but you never really
Think
you
about
don't
their
know.
role back
Yeah,
then. Yeah.
you don't know what they do. You don't actually know what they did for Nike. Do you know what I'm saying?
The Peter Moore
And they
one
all,
shocked me the most.
yeah.
I was
Let's
like, is
not
that who that was?
Yeah, let's not go into it too much. But I
Yeah.
mean, we don't want to spoil it for you guys. But definitely go out and if you can get that in the cinema, or if you can get that on flipping.
This is an Amazon film, so I'd imagine it's going to come on Prime at some
Yeah,
point. But yeah,
exactly.
check it out.
Definitely make effort and go watch that because it's very cool. It's a great insight into the background story. So I'm happy with the way Ben and Matt Damon told the story, or like portrayed the story at least. Do you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, same thing as Ash. I don't know if it's like exaggerated or whatnot, but the whatever they did, the background
Do you know if it
history,
had a blessing from MJ? I'm
they
assuming it
did.
would have. Eh? He
Yeah,
did, yeah.
they did. But what I was saying this to you guys before, but he said the only way he'd give the green light was if what was his mum's name again?
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. If he would only give his blessing if Viola Davis played his mum in the
Oh, that's
movie.
dope. I wonder if his
Yeah,
mum wanted that. Like
I
she,
know. Yeah,
I can
Dolores.
imagine
Yeah,
she would have said like, yeah,
yeah. So it
yeah,
could
that's
well
dope.
be. It could
Yeah,
well
yeah,
be
for
that
real.
she asked for it. He asked because he. Do you know what? I'm not even going to go.
Let's
I
not
don't.
spoil anything.
I want to, but
I
um,
know.
very good movie, guys. Go watch that. That is this week's sneaker news of the week. So appreciate it. Where am I? So HSU famo. We are always we always like to venture into other topics, subjects, and tricks. And this week we're continuing with Drake's
Top five, no debating. Top five, top five, top five.
Yes, it is the top five anything. This is the one where each week we pick a topic of absolutely anything we want, go off the dome and venture into a top five scenario with it. And your boy AshBash has this week's top five. So Ash, let's go.
Right. So this top five is definitely like a down memory lane kind of thing from back in the day. So the top five is your top five favorite playground or school games, stuff that you did on your little break. I don't know how your school was set up. We used to have like a random 20-minute break or something like that. And then we'd have a full hour for lunch and whatnot. Did you have the same sort of thing? Or did you just have one break?
So we had two breaks. We
Mm,
had we had a mid-morning break, which was
yeah.
like half hour or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then we had an hour for lunch. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
when
same so.
And just as a little disclaimer, literally Ash told me like 10 minutes before we recorded the podcast that I had to put something down real quick in my notes. Are we talking about primary or are we talking about secondary?
Either or. These
Okay.
ones I played in both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
kind of played in both as well. So
okay.
I'm happy you done that.
Yeah.
Ash, go do your top five.
I'll go first. Okay. So this is kind of in order, but probably not in order because I didn't go that deep into it. I just wrote a bunch of lists and it's how it came out. So number 5, and also we're both from East London, but we might have called things differently because I don't know what other
Yeah,
people's schools did and whatnot, you know.
yeah.
So number 5 is Bulldog. Do you know Bulldog?
Oh my days. That was, wait, you know, I'm gonna say it now. Bulldog's not in my list, but fucking hell, I should have put that in. Bulldog
It's
got
fire, isn't
banned.
it?
It got
Is
banned in
it
my
too
school.
violent?
That's how fire that game was. It got
Yeah,
banned. Ask Craig, ask CDD in 84, ask
yeah,
Aaron, Christian, all them lot, yeah. It got banned. That it was, oh, how did I not put that in my, okay, go on, man.
yeah. We didn't even in secondary school. We didn't play it in primary school. We played it a lot. In secondary school, we didn't as much. I wonder if it was a band thing. I don't even know. But we didn't play as much in secondary. But yeah, that was a fire game. Number 4, we called it had. Do you know what that is, or you don't?
Yeah,
You
basically
do?
tag. It's
Tag, yeah.
basically,
Did you call it had as well or no?
we called it ad. Like,
Ad. Yeah, it might have been that. Maybe I even misheard it. But yeah, so basically tag. So tag, you're it. Run off. That was the game.
Yeah.
Number 3. This is the game that I was the champion of, and it's how I got my lunch money. Penny up the wall. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that was a secondary school thing, but that fucking hell, that was
Yeah,
so ghetto.
definitely.
That was
So I used
ghetto.
to get like £1 or 2 for school every day, and I would play. I would spend like pretty much all of it on the way to school on sweets, and have like 20-30p left, and I had to make that money back up on that half an hour break, or I wasn't going to have any lunch, and I would always pull it off in the end. So penny up the wall, if you don't know what it is, you basically
Penny up.
like 3 or 4 people or whatever got to throw a penny close, or 5-10p whatever. Whoever's just closest to the wall gets all the money. Basically, it's gambling at school, which is I don't know how we got away with it, but we did. Number 2 is one touch. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, what's one touch?
Yeah, so one touch is like a football game. So you'd have like a portion of the wall, and basically you can only kick the ball. You can only touch the ball once. You have to kick it against this one part of the wall. But people kick it at some mad angle, and it goes bare far, and you got like one touch to get it back or whatever. Another game that I was champ of. And number 1, I guess I just realized that I was fire at all of these games. Maybe I'm gassing myself up, but we called it slap ball. I'm sure you know what that is, right?
That's a banger.
Yeah.
Fuck.
With the tennis ball, when you got us, yeah, same kind of thing as one touch, but with a tennis ball in your hand, basically, or handball, some people called it. But yeah, that's my number 1.
Ground then wall. And then,
yes.
Okay, yeah. I remember some people used to play wall then ground, and that was mad.
That's mad. That's like squash.
Basically squash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, you killed my list, man. You had some time. So
yeah, for real.
I'll give you this, man. I'll give you this. You've you smashed my list. You had some very good ones in there. So as I said, mine is kind of like a mixture of primary school and secondary school. So I'll go through my list. So now at number 5, we've got blasters. I don't know if you guys ever had this. At
don't know what that is.
At my secondary school, we had like a whole row of goals. Like you've got a home end and like away end, but it's within close proximity, and there's a halfway line. Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why you call it blaster, you just had to blast the ball into the goal. Yeah. But what would happen? Yeah, is like civilians would walk through. Like obviously through the middle, like through, and they'll just get blasted in the face.
Oh my lord!
And if you can imagine that on a cold winter's day,
that's some slap,
bro. Your face would just be red. Your ears would be red for the entire day, and there'd be so many like loopholes. Like you're not allowed to cross the halfway line, yeah. But what people used to do to try and bypass that, they used to take off their shoe and roll the ball back on their half.
Okay.
Try and be like, no, I didn't come across. Only my foot went across and shit like that. It's stupid. And people just used to wear one football boot. Like their shooting foot would be
the hell, bro?
Would be their school shoe. So you
guys took that mad serious.
Bro, it was competitive, man. The amount of people that got slapped in the face, boy.
Jeez.
Number 4, tag on the yellow lines. So basically, my school had yellow lines across the whole playground. Yeah. So like,
Okay.
if you can imagine a football pitch, yeah. So you got the square, 6-yard box, you got the semicircle, but you can only run on those lines. So
On the
like,
actual line.
yeah, on the
Oh,
line, you can only play. It's basically
that's pretty
tag
interesting. Yeah,
on the
yeah,
yellow
yeah.
lines. Yes, we had yellow
That's
lines.
kind of cool.
Yeah, so
Some innovation going on there at school.
yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Number 3 was rounders. Did you ever play rounders? Obviously, it's like basically softball.
Very rarely.
Yeah,
And
so it'd be
definitely, that
like
was like in a PE thing only. Never
one of my boys. He was just mad strong, and just used like the ball just used to go over the
go
wall
flying.
like, all the time. Yeah. Number 2, off ground touch. Did you ever used to play off ground touch? So basically, it's like tag, but you're home. You have to be off the floor. Does that make sense? So like,
This kind of rings a bell, you know.
so
But I don't
literally,
think we called it that.
so there'd be a bench or there'd be a tree, yeah, and basically, the only way you couldn't get touched if you was off the
He was
floor.
like, kids are crazy. How'd you come up with this stuff?
It was actually sick.
I can
And
imagine.
then, number 1, and I'm pretty sure like all flipping nurseries or primary schools used to play this, and obviously you told me 10 minutes before we were supposed to record. But did you ever play Duck Duck Goose?
I
So
didn't.
you sit in a circle, yeah, and I don't know, whoever it is, the nominee like walks around the circle many times, and you say like duck, duck. You pat them on the head, like
Hmm.
people are sitting in a circle, and the nominee walks around the circle and says duck, 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 or patting them on the head. But the moment you say goose, that person has to get up and chase you around the circle. Did you? Did you
Okay.
So what we used to
I
do
don't
is
think we called it that, but I feel like I know that game.
okay,
And
yeah,
if you
yeah.
didn't get them, you got to sit down and they had to do the chasing
Yeah,
after, yeah?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you have to do like one revolution and quickly take the
Mm,
spot where their gap is. Does that make
that's
sense?
peak, man. Yeah,
I
I remember that.
used to get like Craig or Aaron and them lot to like hold like somebody's leg so I can get so
Little trip
whoever
up
it
thing.
is. Yeah, little trip. But yeah, that is my top 5
I like it.
school games that if you used to say. What a time. What a freaking
The
time.
best times, man.
You
Did
couldn't
you have
even
any
play.
basketball rims at school?
Yeah, secondary school we did, but they
Yeah,
were
secondary, yeah. Is
obviously
it?
mine. We played for Newham basically. A lot of mine
Mm,
we played for Shire Youngbloods. So we'd been playing since about year 4, year 5, year 6. So when it came to year 7, we had basketball courts on our playground, but they were rings that you could take hoops that you can take off and on the backboard,
oh,
and they'd make us like they'd punish us like basically by not putting the rings on the backboard, if that makes sense.
that's
They
dead.
didn't want us, yeah, they didn't want us to play. They wanted us to play like
Mm.
other sports. But my year in particular were a massive basketball year. So yeah,
The
it
year
was
above
basically
me was the massive basketball year at my school.
mad. It was mad, man. But we did have basketball courts. We had like indoor courts as well, which was fire. And yeah, we'd been following NBA and like basketball like since flipping 95, 96. We were all like 10,
Mm.
11 years old. So yeah, watching
I
that
don't
on
know why it
channel.
wasn't a big. Literally, the year above me, everyone was fake American and was into ball. But my year, it was all football. Like hardly anyone was into basketball. It was crazy. People played, but it was never
Yeah,
competitive because everyone was a bit shit, except for me.
it was mad. It was
It was
like
a bit dead.
in my primary school, it was us lot who are like basketballers and skaters. And then
Mm.
we go into secondary school. It was basketball and just football, literally. Little bit of rugby, but yeah, no one really,
Nah,
no one was
that's like
really
a
on that.
northern thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was more football and like basketball back then. But yeah, man, what a
crazy.
time! I was
Mm.
just gonna say, you probably couldn't even try and play that in today's current time because you need a whole.
Yeah.
I need
I need to
100
ask
people.
Kay about her school, what kids do.
Yeah, yeah.
Might be dead compared,
You need like a good minimum, like 15 to 20 people to play these games. Otherwise, it's just
It
not
used to
fun.
be,
Like,
my primary school was tiny, so it was literally like the whole school was doing
yeah,
it, it
yeah.
felt like.
That's nuts. That's what I mean. Like, it is nuts. But yeah, what a time, man. That was a good top 5 anything, Ash. Appreciate that, man. And people's who are listening in, if you have your own top 5 school playground games, let us know in the IG comments on the Half Size Up post. On to the next. This is the part of the podcast that we like to call Take My Dough or Leave It Bro. This is a quick fire round. 1 out of 3 of us from the Half Size Up team names a bunch of sneakers, and the HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. Straight up, no hezzy. This week, your boy AshBash will be setting the tone. So, Ash, let's go.
Right. Pair number 1 is the Fly Streetwear times Nike SB Low Gardenia. Was that how you think it's pronounced? I assume so.
Gardenia. Yeah.
Gardenia, yeah. Basically a white and blue Nike Dunk. It's got a bit of a sail midsole, white outsole. And the swoosh, what pattern is that supposed to be? I've been trying to figure out what this is.
It almost looks like a feather.
I think it's a feather, yeah?
Looks like a feather. I ain't looked into it, but yeah, it looks like some.
I couldn't tell if it's supposed to be a feather or a flower. I wasn't sure. I probably should have read the description on that one. But anywho, it's got this. Say again?
You know what's on the heel counter? It's like a feather chain type thing.
Yeah. I think it said something about, what did it say? Some Chinese character thing. I don't know. Anywho, it's basically a blue and white dunk. It's got an embroidered Nike swoosh. The medial side is like a plain swoosh, embroidered. And then the other one, sorry, not embroidered, like stitched or whatever. And the other one has got this pattern that we're not too sure about, but it's a pretty fire shoe. Like, I think the colorway is pretty dope. I know we're not big fans of the puffy tongue on the Nike SB Dunk in general. Would this sell you on the pair, or is it too blue for you?
I mean, as always, man, I'm not I'm not heavily inclined to buy blue sneakers really. But this is very cool. Like the details are nuts. I don't know if you've seen is that the box it comes with? Because if that's the box,
Surely not.
freaking hell.
It's like a wicker box, isn't it? Kind of
it's
thing.
like woven wicker box,
Yeah.
like a picnic box even. But boy, if it comes in that,
They went to town on the details. And yeah, it's supposed to be a feather.
Yeah, it might even be worth buying it just because of that box looks cool. But I know you don't wear the box. For me, at first glance, I'm very much distancing myself from dunks or anything.
I'm glad I didn't commit hard to that shoe.
Yeah, I haven't really gone too hard. I bought like the be true to your school colorways. After
you can't
that,
be mad at that. That's yeah.
Didn't cop anything else after that, and even this is an SB.
Did you ever have any SBs?
No, I'm not an SB guy at all. I think the closest I got to an SB. Do you remember them? You know the patchwork denim ones. It's a Japanese patchwork. I can't even remember what it's called, man. But yeah, I never really got into SB, so it's never been a go-to for me. So like at first glance, like it's a leave it, bro. Can super appreciate the details and what they've done to it.
Yeah.
I just feel like dunks and SB dunks have just had their time now, man. Them
time for me, yeah. People that love it to bits, but I've just never gravitated that much. I've got a couple pairs, but I rarely wear them, to be honest. When I look down at it, it's just the tongue goes out and it's just like, nah, stuff like that. But if you do like these, I think they're out on Friday on sneakers and probably dropped already on the skate shops or whatever. But yeah, so leave it bro for me.
Yeah.
Pair number 2 is the Emilion Dor New Balance 1906 in the green colorway. I believe these are coming out in 3 colorways altogether. Shout out to my guy Zim on IG. He got these early. Won't say where from, but he got them early. And I think they've been using his pictures on all like the sites at the moment. But it's basically a 1906R sail on all the woven bits, and the other colors on it is like a white and green. Has it got any ALD branding on it? Have you noticed that anywhere? I'm just thinking about that.
I think in the insole.
Is that all?
I swear, when I was looking at it,
What's it say on the tongue there? I don't know. Yeah, I think
good.
is that the only branding? Did that your Kim's 991? That's got branding on there.
On the tongue, on the heel, I think.
On the heel it does, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, one side says ALD, the other side says 991.
Can you see the logo on the tongue on that close-up picture? If you go to like picture 4, is that always there? Is that on our pairs or no?
Hold up.
I can't even remember.
Ish, yeah.
I don't know if that's an ALD thing or it's just random.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, you know. It's got a
Because to be
symbol.
fair, it could just be a like his pairs that he's been doing for New Balance, where they're not the branded stuff. It could just be that. I don't know if it's that or actual. There's like a Teddy Santis pair or actual ALD collab. I don't know because it's still kind of earlyish information. Still don't think we've got an actual release date for these, but I think they're pretty fire myself. Whether I would cop, I'm saying yes, but because I have that white and green pair already, I 100% don't need it, but I might get sucked into the ALD thing. What about you?
No, I want these, man. I know it's like this isn't the pair that that we saw previously that with that coming in 3 colorways, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Is it?
Has to be. Has to be.
It's, okay, if it is, then yeah. I already said from day then, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I was, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the 80. Is it 860?
Oh, that was a different shoe, wasn't it? I'm chatting ish.
It's a different shoe. Yeah, this is a
You're
1906, isn't it? Yeah.
You are very right.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying.
I gotcha.
The thing is, I still like these though. So I'll cop this 1906.
It's the exact same bloody design though, eh?
It's very close. It's very close. You know that that fishnet type woven stitch that it's got on the toe box and that throughout. It's the same as kind of what they got on the 860, right? So it's new.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I totally forgot that was not this shoe.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's 860 V2.
It is, right? Yeah. Okay,
I'll send you a link in the chat to have a quick browse of that.
Yeah, there you go. 860. Exactly.
This one looks more like a gel like Kayano 14.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This one, yeah.
And obviously I'm a fan of that gel Kayano 14. So I'm naturally gonna sort of.
I should have noticed this because I remember when we saw pictures of this 860, I was saying I wish that the white bit was off-white. Yeah. Whereas on this ALD 1906, it is off-white. So I should have noticed that it was a different Oh shit, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
So these have kind of come out of nowhere then.
That's what I'm saying. This is like a GR, but a Teddy GR, like as you said. Does that make sense? Because obviously,
for sure.
There's the ALD 860, right? V2, and then there's this, which is it's not ALD. Is it ALD or is it? It is ALD. Okay, so
the 860 has got ALD branding in the insole. Yeah, so that is definitely a proper ALD. Whereas this one might be, as you said, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I wonder now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we got mixed up between the two.
Yeah.
That's why I had to differentiate between the two.
Yeah. Good shout.
Oh, flipping hell. I will still cop this though.
Yeah,
Regardless. It's a very nice
yeah.
sneaker.
I
Regardless,
prefer these to the 8060, I think.
the shape's nicer for sure.
Yeah.
But I still want the 86. Yeah, regardless of the Sail and Forest Green pairs that we've got, I will still cop this because this I think it's very nice. And I think over time it will age nicely as well.
Yeah.
Like the color of it could change through oxidation and whatnot. So yeah, it's a cop for me, man. Take my dough.
Man, interesting. Right. And the last pair, Mo's guy, Ru, is out with a Puma suede. Basically like all over. So nice pink. It's very much like the Joe Fresh Goods 993 pink. It's not like a bright pink, it's like a darker kind of pink.
Yeah.
Big fat off-white laces, off-white midsole. Does it have any branding on the back there? I can't see any other
It's got
pictures.
1991. So it's got 19 and then it's got
Okay,
91.
1999, yeah, on the back. Has it got his name anywhere on it or no? Don't think
I'm
so. Is it?
imagining it would be on the inside.
On the inside,
Doesn't
yeah.
look like this. Yeah, it doesn't
Have
look
you
like.
ever owned a Puma suede? And what do you think about these?
I'm not gonna be one of those pretenders, man. I'm not. I haven't. I'm not one of those Puma suede guys. I'm not one of those guys who is jumping on this samba wave. This
Mm.
I'm not that guy. I'm not. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm one of those terrorist, terrorist types. Because do you know what I'm saying? It's you see it everywhere now, and that white pair, that white samba that's coming out with the sort of dark gum black three stripes, it's
The Kith one?
becoming no,
Or just
just
the GR one?
yeah, the GR one. That's
Yeah.
becoming the new influencers
It
sneaker.
is. I don't know
It's
how that
almost,
happened.
dude. It's almost like the new
That was a
Panther.
£30 outlet shoe.
Bro, remember I said to you, I saw it in TK Maxx for $29.99.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
could have just picked it up and sold it, but
for real.
I left it. And
That's what,
yeah,
because that Kith pair that came out, which was the Clark's collaboration, I
yeah,
like it. Because what I
yeah,
don't like about Sambas is how flat they are.
yeah,
And giving
yeah.
it that Clark sole gets rid of that and it makes me like it a bit more. But that £205 price tag is outrageous for like
I
a
mean,
£70 retail shoe.
yeah. For me,
How they
like
added that on, I don't know.
I've never been pulled towards a samba, so I'm not going to pretend like I am. And two,
Not even Jerry can get you into it, no?
nah. And that wallet,
That says a lot.
yeah. I mean, that does say a lot, yeah. Because usually he does pull me in.
Because he rocked it a while ago. Like, pretty
He
much as soon
did,
as he got to Adidas, he started rocking them,
yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, as soon as that announcement came, he was busting them already.
Yeah.
And that the Wallaby midsole outsole, like I've never really been a fan of that neither. Even like the Clarks times and whatnot.
Mm.
And no disrespect to it or anything, but I'm just not gonna pretend like I like it because it's trending now. And it's
Yeah.
the same with these. Sorry, I've gone a bit off topic, but same with these Puma suedes. I think they've kind of clocked that. I mean, Puma suede was always a
Of
stable
course. B-boyish
sneaker
shoe from back
silhouette.
in the day.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Puma. But I mean, it feels like they're jumping on this wave where it's like, oh, Adi have found a bit of a wave with the samba.
Yeah, the
Maybe
little
we
flat
can
shoe
start
thing.
pushing. Yeah, we can start pushing out the suede. It might be its time, but yeah, I can't force that, man. It's not. Yeah, it's a leave it, bro, for me. But even regardless with the Ruigi Association, it's like it's not for me. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
pretend like I like it.
Yeah, same for me. The fat laces in general, the only time I've ever accepted fat laces is on those Peace Minus One Air Force Ones. Other than that, I'm not really a big fat lace guy. I'm not really much of a
Yeah,
flat shoe guy either, except for like Vans. So these are probably not ever going to touch my collection.
for real.
And yeah, that's my
Cool.
top three, bro.
Fire. I like the little switch up with the Puma suede though. We never really
Yeah, boy.
venture into the Puma side, so
Yeah, very
appreciate
rare.
that, man. Moving on here on Half Size Up, and we bring to you one of the shortest segments that we like to call HSU's Big Fat Poll. This is the one where we go back to last week's poll, check the results, and give a one-word reaction to the results of that poll. So, Ash, let's go. Last week's poll question was: the Air Jordan White Cement 3 just released. How's the QC on your pair? And these were the results of the pair.
Of the poll.
Of the poll. So, I'm like looking at that last word on there. These are the results of the poll. 54% of you guys said it's fine. 21% of you guys said it's just okay. And 15% of you guys said it's bad. And 10% of you guys said it's really bad. So obviously from those, from the results of that poll, Ash, what's your reaction to that? Is it what you seemed? Is it a surprise to you? Let us know.
First of all, it's pretty, even though it's not all bad, it's pretty damning how high it is of the percentage that is not saying that it's fine. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And also, looking on the timeline at people that have posted their pairs and excited about them, I've seen many pairs that are shocking and people are happy with them. So I think some people don't even know what a bad pair would be. So I think it's probably should be higher than it is.
Luckily, and I think in these types of scenarios, I think we're kind of lucky. But when I went to pick mine up, shout out to the guys over at Offspring, I actually had to go through 3 pairs because
What was
luckily,
off on them? What kind of thing?
so thin cement like segments. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole print, the elephant print, etc., was like super thin in comparison to like the right foot. So the left foot was so different to the right foot. Well, I checked the second pair and it was like super separated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they weren't like touching the sides. It was just,
Yeah.
there was a lot of space between them.
Fat gaps.
Yeah, exactly. There was gaps. And then the third pair was perfect. But I really did have to. And what was cool was the girl on the till was literally like, yeah, we know the QC on them has been really bad on this sneaker. So yeah, feel free
That's
to
real.
check. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like that they actually gave me the option to do that.
Because a lot of places like, well,
Yeah,
that's
take
your
what you
pair,
got.
innit? See you later.
I saw some IG posts that were like, oh, I don't care if my pair doesn't look like perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
All I all I care about is like owning the sneaker. And while I do understand what they're saying, nah, bro.
It's not free, bro. You pay
Bro,
for that.
you're paying big money
Yeah.
for
It's not cheap.
two separate looking sneakers. Like that's hard earned money. Like obviously in UK we paid like £190, right? £190.
Yeah.
Obviously America they must have paid like 220, 230. Canada they must have paid like 280 or something.
Probably
like
400 if they're money.
and at the same time, so I bought my pair. I actually bought a pair for the little one as well. So I also had to check hers, and I had to check 2 pairs. The first pair
Really?
was the first pair was awful, like almost non-existent cement
Print.
breaks. Yeah, and then I checked the second pair, and the second pair was fine. So I took both of them. But
Calm.
you have to, like, people, you need to actually like look at these pairs, man, because you could not open it at the store, get home, and you're like, damn, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And that's your hard-earned cash, man. You've been working hard for
real.
that. So if you're gonna part ways with that type of money, ensure that it's the quality that you want, not what they want you to have or just tell you to have.
That was a shocking release, man. For such a big shoe, I can't believe it was that poor. What is it? You know, because that cement print looked like it was just rubbed off on some pairs, and I'm sure that's not how it was before. I've never thought about my cement rubbing off on my shoe before,
bro.
like it's wearing out. That's not a thing, is it?
Obviously, on my recent Instagram post, I posted the pair that I got, white cement free, and then in the background, I kind of did like a focus shift to the 2012, 2011, 2012 black cement free, and the cement pattern on there, the elephant print pattern on there is perfect. Like the right thickness, no gaps, no thin lines or whatnot. And it just showed like, you know, they probably put more time into it, and it weren't as mass produced. So I don't think it was a thing. I don't think it was a thing. But it seems to be a thing now, which is poor from, you know, Jordan Brand or Nike, whoever it is. Because end of the
Have
day,
standards slipped there? What's the issue?
who knows? Who knows? I
Wow.
think it could even be made in like 2 different countries, 2 different warehouses. You never know. You don't know what allocation goes to where. All we know is all of EU's pairs come from Amsterdam. That's where like the big Nike warehouse, Jordan Brand warehouses. Like all of our anything we get from sneakers basically comes from Amsterdam or like.
Oh, is that where it's shipped from? Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there's like a forward shipping place in UK,
Yeah.
but ultimately all of the stock goes to Netherlands to and then distributes to I don't know, whatever
Rest of
countries.
Europe.
Yeah. So whatever happens between Asia and, and like Europe, Netherlands, something happens there. Like they must be like, yeah, give them the shit. Fuck it. But yeah, who
I was
knows?
having this is off topic, but I was having a debate with someone on I think it was on that Z Sneakerheads guy's Instagram.
Who you beefing?
No, it wasn't even a beef. It wasn't even a beef. But he posted some video of like some fakes being made. I can't remember what shoe it was. I think it might have been the reverse mochas, maybe.
As in Travis.
Yeah, I think it might have been that. Yeah, it was, because I remember the pink paper, whatever. So his title was like, "Oh man, you need to watch out. It's getting crazy out here, whatever." And I said, "You've got a video of some lady making it in a warehouse, but how do I know that's not the real warehouse? How do I know what's the difference between one and the other?" Yeah. So I've never seen the real one. So for all I know, that's how it really looks, whatever. Then people in the comments are like, "See what I'm saying? Like these reps, it's the same thing. It's all made in the same warehouse." I said, "How is it made then? Are they using leftover materials, or is it they're just making it themselves?" I said, "No, it's leftover materials." So if that is if that is true, that some places are literally using leftover materials, using the exact same box, exact same thing, of course, fakes, shall we say, are going to get through because it's the exact same product. It's just not being sold through them. So you can't get mad at StockX for getting something wrong, for example, if it's literally made the exact same way. There's no extra.
The way I know it works is like, let's say Nike say, we want 500,000 pairs. Like, obviously, the warehouse has shitloads of material. Like, what do you do after you've made 500,000 pairs? Do you know what I'm saying? They
make 100,000 more.
Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? And you could just make a cheeky couple more and, I don't know, send it off to some wholesaler.
Because there's definitely proper fakes where it's like completely off. That's when them guys are just like making it themselves with their own designs. But there's fakes when it's literally, you can't tell the difference. Do you think Nike does anything different when they get it? Like, do they add a stamp themselves or anything? Or is it just all done there?
I don't think so. Because you see these boxes full of pairs, don't you? And I'm sure they just get put into a...
like the resellers when they get like 600 pairs of that shit.
Yeah. They just go into these, even stores, like they go into these boxes. I think it literally gets put onto a vessel, or I don't know, an aircraft of some sort, freight aircraft from Asia, goes into Europe, and then is just distributed to the retailers. I don't think they're checked again. But I mean, that's only
it's only Offspring that adds their own tag in it to the box.
I've seen like obviously you see like
I think N does as well.
Yeah, Flight Club
I'm
and
talking about like Europe stores. Yeah,
yeah. I
because
mean,
when you
I'm
get it
sure
from sneakers, there's nothing extra on it from Nike directly. Yeah, it's interesting.
Retailers just put their own barcode on it for their auditing.
Scanning.
Yeah, for their own records, really. But it's
It's
true, man.
interesting.
Yeah, it is. We probably need to go into a bit more detail.
I hate them rep people though, man. They make me sick.
It's mad.
If my issue is if you're gonna wear reps, I know I see a lot of people saying, "Why would I pay £1,000 for Travis Scott's when I can get it for 80?" Yeah,
Yeah.
if that's what you want to do, fine. But I want you every time you post that to say rep on it.
To declare it, yeah.
Yeah, say it then. Don't pretend that it's real.
Do you know what? You know that the Fear of God Adidas that we posted?
Yes.
And then Jerry came out and said, this ain't the sneaker.
Yeah, did he say it was like an early sample or something?
He
He
said,
said that's not what's releasing.
Yeah, he said, this is not what's releasing. What's releasing is going to be shown at this Hollywood Bowl thing on April the da-da-da-da-da, whatever.
Yeah. It better be better than that.
Yeah, it better. Imagine he just makes a slight change, like the three stripes is horizontal instead of
the only reason why I could imagine it wasn't real is those three stripe looked a bit funky. They look stuck on, like stickers.
The thing is, that's the same three stripes as. Do you remember there was that tattoo on his neck thing?
Yes,
that's what I mean. Like, and you just don't know.
I like it. I know a lot of people didn't particularly like that. I thought they were kind of fire.
I like a lot of things that Jerry makes, and if I don't like it, you know, like why I don't like it.
Yeah,
but I like a lot of things that he makes, and I'll give him a chance. Like he makes cool stuff, and do you know what I mean? When he puts something out, other brands and even micro brands and whatnot, they kind of follow his blueprint.
Oh, straight away,
and make money off it. So like, who's really, leading the way when it comes to sort of streetwear, footwear, all that kind of stuff.
He's not given enough props for a lot of stuff that he did.
Yeah,
all these UK brands that are thriving,
yeah,
all eating off this guy.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better, man. Yeah. It's nuts. It is very nuts. But I mean, it's just this long time frame of him coming out with stuff for Addy. Like, hopefully we get to see something really good in April. Otherwise, I think a lot of people are going to be like, they could actually like cancel the guy. Because could be really underwhelming. You just don't even know, isn't it?
My issue, my fear for his whole thing. I guess I was going to say, because I'm assuming it's going to be a basketball focused shoe. Right. Is that what it's definitely going to be?
I don't think that's lifestyle.
It better be. I was going to say, if it's a basketball focused thing, I don't think that's going to work.
There's sliders coming out as well. So I guess there's a lifestyle ish line coming out of some sort. If you don't come out with a lifestyle sneaker, it'll be very unfortunate. Or if he doesn't bring it out and brings it out shortly after, then fine. But this needs to be.
I just don't get his business plan there with Fear of God. So he's got Fear of God Athletics and Fear of God Adidas Athletics as well.
Basketball.
2 different things, right?
Yeah, basketball athletics, yeah.
But he's got his own athletics thing as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit confusing.
And at the same time, have you seen the Adidas basketball stuff that's come out?
Which is such his stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's saying it's not associated to Fear of God. It's just Adidas. But that's obviously...
But it's all drop shoulder, his style. It's crazy. It's fire, though, that stuff. It's nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it because I don't rock enough Adidas crap, but...
This one, the thing is, even that stuff is readily, available to acquire. Like, it's not.
But I like that though.
But yeah, that's probably a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, hopefully, we'll see something good from him in April.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
because we gassed him up when it happened. We were like, "Ooh,
it was big news.
Smash it," and then nothing happened.
This was what, December 2020.
Yeah,
that's nuts. It was basically COVID times, like the peak of COVID times. And
And it was a big deal. They had the big poster for him, everything, and just nothing.
we're coming up to Q2 2023, and we still haven't really seen much.
I was going to a spoiler from Air, but if you see how
No.
quick that was done, no, I'm saying if you see how quick that was done,
Oh, see.
compared to this guy who can't come up with something.
It was
It's a
mad,
bit
didn't it? Because
embarrassing.
we saw leak stills, we saw on set of like the cast, and then before you knew it, it was in the cinemas,
Yeah,
which is great. That's great to
it
see,
crept
man.
up on me a bit. Yeah,
That's dope to see, man. And it's
proper.
probably because of the whole Amazon association. You know what I mean? They probably had a deadline for it. So, guys, go watch that Air movie because it's fire. Hopefully, you guys will get an opportunity to see that. Right. HSU famo, it's a wrap for this week. We're about ready to close out season 3, episode 9 of the Half Size Up podcast. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you boys again. Do we have any shout outs, honorable mentions, Ash?
The shout out to Dean. Wish he could be on the pod, but I know he's working hard. Hopefully, he's not been worked too hard. Shout out to Warner Brothers UK for the invite for that cinema. That was a dope experience. Made us feel a bit special for the day. And shout out to Mo as always for jumping on.
Big love. Obviously, big shout out to Ash and Dean. Hope Dean's not getting worked too hard, and good luck for that whole campaign. Big shout out to Warner Brothers UK for reaching out to HSU. Yeah, any more things like that? Big shout out. Let us
I'm
know.
there.
Where am I? Also, Half Size Up was brought to you today by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner. Use our code HSU15 for 15% off your purchase online. Just a reminder that we are a weekly podcast, and you can follow us on IG, and you can use the @tag and hashtag Half Size Up Pod. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, etc. If you do listen to us on either platform, please do leave us a review and hit them stars to let the algo know we're doing a good job by you guys. We want to say a big thanks for tuning in from the entire Half Size Up team. I've been Merkle Moman with my co-host AshBash.
Have a great week, people.
And good luck to the homie Dean still. And don't forget, they're always better on feet. We are out. Catch you next week, people. Jeez. I don't know if you can tell, but that first part, half of the pod, I was getting a bit rouge. It's because I've been fucking drinking soju.
What's that?
It's like this Korean alcohol.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, cheeks are getting a little bit rosy with that Asian flush. Get some water down there, man. I'm not doing that again. Sorry, Ash. I'm not doing that again.